Now we're going to start working on the other pages. So insert alien. We're going to do this now because, as I said before, there are a few things that we've set them up in our like a template. So we want the the other pages will look exactly like this page. Only the content of the content section is different. So what we're going to do, we're going to copy all of this, place it in here. So we want everything to be the same, except maybe the title is not introduction. Insert a new alien. And here we're going to put our form, the one that we've created prior. I'm just going to open the file. Okay, before we open up the form, we have to look into the PHP My Admin and see. So localhost, and look into the database that we've created for the aliens. So this one here, we've got, this is the alien, so we've just called it Ormiston, and this is the aliens page, sorry, data. And here we just created, so the ID, it's the primary key for the aliens, and as we said before, it's tiny integers because we've got a small numbers. Make sure it needs to be unsigned because we don't want, there is no ID a negative number, and if you put it, if you don't choose the unsigned, that means you are affecting the storage because you already you don't have enough, you limiting the possible numbers that you can get or the amount of data you can store, because when it is signed integer mean you having half of the data being marked as a negative number, so those are waste. But if you want, if you know your field that is always a positive integer, then you always need to make sure it's unsigned. Auto increment because I don't want to insert it myself. And then we've got the name is a varchar, that's the length, number of eyes, number of arms, ears, mouth, and the shape. Now, because you can actually, if you want, you can do the shape as a set, so it's not a number of char. You can do the color is a set as well, and you can do the number of eyes and arms as a set. I'll show you how, because we know that it has either has one eye, two eyes, three eyes, or four eyes. So what we can do, if we know this is always will be the case, then what we can do, we can, for the number of eyes, we go to change, and instead of varchar, we can choose set. So obviously you don't need that. Now values. So you've got 1, 2, and all of these needs to be in a quotation mark. 3, 4. You can do it that the way, or oh yeah, and then save. And then here is the default value as defined. You can choose 2 as a default value or 1, it's up to you. So you can see that's changed now. You can use for the arms will be the same, for the mouth it's a varchar, but it's always open or closed, so that's definitely a set as well. Okay, or you can leave the rest as the same. So that's really up to you. And the tiny for the ears, because it's either has an ear or don't have an ear, that means it's a boolean. Okay, so this one here, so I only copied and paste the forms that we did before. There is another video in the channel to show you how to create the form if you would like to have a look. Just made some changes to make the form more readable. That is, for example, what is the alien's shape? What is the alien's color? I made the first choice not blank. I made it choose a shape, choose a color, choose a number. So all of these things. Don't need. Yeah, just looking at. And then is the alien's mouth open or closed? And then tick the box if the aliens has an ear, because that's a checkbox. And then make sure that you close the form, and the page at the moment looks like that. So we've got that one here, and you can see everything else is the same. It's only that, you know, the inside of this one I'm changing. But also I need, it doesn't look good. You need to have a title on the top in here. So the best way is you go over there, and before you've entering the form, before you create the form, add a paragraph or add a title, H1. So over here, I'll put it in H1 because I want to put it as a title. Aliens information form, for example. Oops. And then close. And it will follow exactly the same format that you've done, because you've got the format as in a CSS file. Now we've added just general original tables. Now we're going to add some styling to that table. So as we see that we've got the borders, we can, for example, add a curvy border to the fields, because that goes with nicely with the format, because we all got the curvy borders for all the sections. So we can do that. We can make it the red is the border, or we can make it any other color. So we'll just have a look at the red. So I only did the inbox text now, so it's only this one here will change. So you can see, and if you like it, you can change the rest, or if you don't, I don't really like it, it's red. So I'm just gonna do black. Yep, nicer. And maybe make it a little bit less. And then I will do the same with the, so this is the inbox. I've got the rest is select. So I'm gonna do the same with the select. And oops, we can actually do just the input, and that will cover this one here as well. So you've got all of that in here. So you can see it's nice. You want it to make it thicker. It's really up to you. Okay, another thing we can do is when we're pressing on the input, that change color, what's called to focus. So we want to add a focus to the input. So change color to lighter blue or red or whatever color you will like. That's for the input. So if I save it, if I refresh. So now if I'm focused, if I click inside the text, you can see it's changing the colors, but these ones don't, because I only did it for the input. If you want to do it for the other ones, then you do exactly the same, but instead of input is select. So you can do lots of things in here. So you can see that one here, and now, oops, it didn't pick up that one. Okay, did I make oh, that's wrong. That's why. Yep. So you can see it's changed into a blue one as well. So it's really up to you what you want to do in your form. So that's the form finished. You can make this one as different color, sorry, animations. You can add a border around, so you can change the distance if you do by padding. That will increase the distance between the fonts, but I like it that way. So next step or next video is going to be how to make the connections between the database and the form so we can actually insert the data into the database.